Well, welcome back to the Red Shoe Diaries. And I hope wherever you're at, you're healthy and wealthy and doing well. Well, it's a morning, evening, noon, or night. Hope you're having an excellent time, excellent day, or whatever's going on in your world. Thankful for another beautiful day, another Sunday. Thankful for the good Lord letting us be here another day. And a little cool outside, sun showing, shining in the 50s. Tail back down here in the fire box, but it's not got no fire going. Might later tonight turn out pretty cool. I think we're supposed to get up to 70s this coming week. Woohoo! It just sort of hang around there. I'd be plumb tickled. And time spring forward last night, so hopefully you survived the hour of losing sleep. I listened to something yesterday talk about that, how stress of all that, and just really so many people, a lot of people's having heart attacks over different things, medical professionals talking about it. So I don't know, folks. I reckon they know more about it than I do. I just figure you might miss an hour of sleep, but that's just, there's plenty of us have missed an hour of sleep over the years. I think you'll survive. I was sitting here, it's March, and they say, comes in like a lamb and go out like a lion. So we've had a pretty mild beginning of March, so we'll see what the end of March winds up being like. People got to talk about the weather, snow, and different things. And sister's birthday is coming up this week, and when she was born back in 1960, that was the only time my daddy ever put said chains on. And in the 70s stuff, we had a lot of snow back in the late 60s, early 70s. But that's the only time he put said chains on, and he lived to be 78 years old. So I'd say a lot, but we lived over in the country, out in the country, over on farm. And neighbor man, he brought down his little 8M Ford that night, day or whatever. He took his grader blade and he graded, and driveway sort of out and down the road some. So and they was talking about the Shore's Whiz. Said, Mama have to go to the hospital tonight. Well, Shore's Whiz, Mama had to go to the hospital. So they left from over there, and they come. He put his chains on, Mom and everything, and they had my older sister with them. So they come over here to my grandparents, my mom's mom and stuff. So Dad just popped into the hollow, and he carried my sister all the way up here. Left her with my aunt, my grandpa and stuff, and then my mama, from my understanding, went back down with my dad. And snow was so deep, she had just walk in his footsteps, where it's so thick, it's so deep. He said part of the time he's actually pushing snow with the old bumper at car he had at the time. I don't know if it's that 48 40 he first had. I believe it was. Might be wrong on that. But he's pushing some snow. So they had to go over across the mountain. And back in the day, they built a tunnel through the mountain now. But back in the day, that's the only way you get across over. That was the closest hospital there was. You had to go across the mountain. A little 2-lane curvy back road, mountain road, to get over in the next state. That's where they took them. And it's sort of rest of the time when I was growing up, Dad's pickup stuff, he always had just 2-wheel drive. Wintertime, fall, he put a new set of mud grips on, and we'd always have anywhere about 200 to 400 pound worth of weight set in the back bed of the pickup truck. So but we'd always come around the long way through town and back around because we lived up in town. But we'd come home the other way because his Alpha is a good hill, long ways down, curvy down through there. And his theory was, well, when we went off, if it did go to slide a little bit, be better than if we took off backwards sliding. But we never did put chains on. He just run them old mud grips and away we'd go. And, you think about that nowadays. People like, oh, Snows just a little bit. Oh, I can't get out. I don't have a 4-wheel drive. And how are we going to do this? And how are we going to do that? Most of your roads and stuff, solid, sanded, plowing stuff. And, in the day, they didn't have all that. But they still survived. I wonder how people think about that, how you can survive with a little of nothing in a lot of ways. And it's sort of interesting when you think that way. You think about all the progress man has made. Things that in my time now is obsolete. Kids nowadays don't have a clue about. And what we did, you survived with what you had. You just did what you had to do, made do with it. And I don't know. It's sort of interesting to listen to people holler and squall about not having all this stuff. And you're like, well, do you technically need it? I also got to think about, on a side note of my sister being brought up here, my aunt was here, my mom's middle sister, younger sister. I'm not sure what the whole comment was, whatever happened. Sis at the time would have been about 4 years old, not hardly 4 years old. 3.5, I guess. I don't know what my aunt, she won't go, my aunt's went back with my daddy them or something. I don't know I can't remember the whole story, but the story was, whatever it was, she wound up spitting in my aunt's face. Well, obviously, when you're young, you must be dumb or whatever. She must have been awfully brave. And from my understanding, in the case, she was a brave little girl. Because probably as us being adults, none of us would have spit in that aunt's face. That would probably got you knocked upside the head. Probably it would have been a bad day, tops, if not shot, if you was a grown up and done it to her. So, I don't know if it was bravery or what it was on her part, but as far as I know, that's the only one of the cousins that ever got that brave to do something stupid. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. I just think about them footsteps, Daddy leading, Mama home, I guess you look at it some way the good Lord does. A lot of times He's left us the good book and left us footsteps to follow along. If we'll just sort of follow along, narrow is the way, narrow is the path, narrow is the way, to heavenly gate. Wide road and all that stuff, it don't lead to the heavenly gates, I don't reckon. Sometimes He leads us the road map, and we're too bullheaded, gets too much sidetracked, listen to everybody else, and of course our own, He gives us free will, free thinking, so we get in our mind how smart tells we are, but as a father, sometimes He's got to pick you in the head a little bit. He's got to get your attention. But, I hope that whatever you do in your life, I hope wherever you're at in your world or your phase of life, I hope you ain't forgot about Him. And if you get a little lost, maybe you'll grab the good book, see if you can find that footsteps, if you find your way, or maybe go speak to some of your friends and family, somebody that's into that. Somebody will pray for you, help you out. It might mean a lot to you, might help you a lot more than you think it will. Help them and help you. Sometimes that's, especially in a man's world, it's hard for us to ask for help. It's hard for us to admit that, we're hurting or we're down and out. You always hear most men's favorite deals, well, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. I'll fix it. Nah, I'm okay. You might wife busted up and he's okay. He's going to keep going because that's just the way we've been raised. At least for my time and stuff era. So, who knows? Maybe that person you go and ask, say, hey, how about praying for me? You got to answer this. Maybe they need that also. Maybe they feel good that might be the only way they can help you. They might not have no worldly possessions. They might not have money or be able to wave a wand and make all it go away from you, but they know how to hit their knees and talk to the good Lord. So don't be afraid to ask a little help when you need it. A lot of people listen. I know the good Lord's always listening. So anyway, I hope you have an excellent week. I hope you're like us, and wherever you're at, the weather's get a little more calm, maybe get a little warmer. Hopefully, you can spend a little time outside and enjoy it. I hope that you're healthy and fat and sassy. Yeah, I know, that ain't political lyric. You can't say stuff like that, but deal with it. You'll be okay. Anyway, folks, I always know you prayed for. Good Lord love you. Good Lord's listening. It's never too late to turn around. Not till you take that last breath, and then, well, you got to take whatever ride you rode up to that point, folks. As always, hope the good Lord takes a liking to you not too soon. As always, I'll see you next week. Austin.